Erika Hood, and we are back for our second episode of the CRHD Stir Crazy. Woo! Woo! And myself and my co-host Jackie Delata is here, and we have some guests from our center. We're so happy to have Elodie here today and Keisha. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Hey. So, Elodie and Keisha, can you guys just introduce yourselves? You weren't on our first episode. We want our viewers to know who you are. Elodie?
So I'm Elodie Nanjurma, and I'm one of the research assistants in the center.
And
I'm
Keisha?
Keisha. I'm one of the research coordinators in the center. I'm back. I was a research assistant back in 2008.
So you were left, but you left, but you were always a part of the family, and then you came back, and so you're like not new to the group, but just new in this capacity. So thank you both for recording this episode. So we're gonna start off with what we did on our first episode and talk a little bit about our favorite quarantine snacks. So I invited you ladies to share a snack with our viewers. What are you munching on this evening? Something that you find as one of your favorites that we can share.
This is supposed to be for the kids. But these are cheese balls, but they're the mini ones, and there's like individually wrapped for Halloween. But I don't think it's gonna be any left by Halloween.
They won't make it.
Not making it.
When I was a kid, I think the big tubs of cheese balls, like those were, oh my God, my favorite. And when my parents weren't looking, I would be like, just kind of looking like a hamster or a gerbil. Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Anything to drink?
Just a ginger ale. I'm old school. Some ginger ale.
What about you, Elodie?
I'm just gonna stick with this. That's my breakfast bar, but I've always go for it, and then like afternoon snacks as well. And my beverage of choice, water. If not, I usually go for wine, but today I'm just gonna stick with water.
Okay. As long as you put the context around your choices here, just saying water and a Nutri-Grain bar. So you're being very good today.
So I've actually got some homemade apple ciders in my family. Every year, one of our big to-dos is to take a bunch of apples. We put them through a grinder, and then we all, press the apples, make the cider. So this is fresh cider, no preservatives, no nothing added, no sugar, no nothing. But I did find a yellow jacket in my container, but took it out, so I'm good. But yeah, apple cider. It only lasts for a couple of weeks, but oh my gosh, it's so good, so good.
It's like
You can add stuff to it, when it's non-work hours. It's the best.
So I have 3 snacks that I have just been like going hard on for the last couple of weeks. So last episode, I'm definitely a sparkling water gal, but I stepped my game up and I got the sparkling coconut water just because it's a little different flavor and it's so good. And then you drink it out of your like mason jar, add some ice. Perfect. And then peach salsa with some black bean tortilla chips. This has been like my munchie craving because otherwise it would be like potato chips or something that I really don't need to have a lot of. So that is my little healthy snack combination. So cheers, ladies. Cheers.
Oh, that is all the way down here. Cheers.
There we go. Okay.
Erika, I love that we both had the mason jar going. Right?
Yes,
It's very
delicious. Okay. So let's get down to business. We know this is stir crazy and we're mixing up the pot. We have many questions here to answer to get all of our different perspectives and takes on some hot topics. Okay. So don't blame me for whatever questions pop up, but we're just going to speak our point of view and kind of see where the conversation leads. Y'all
I can promise anything.
All right, let's see. Hopefully we start off easy. Okay. Favorite fall recipe?
That's your version of easy.
Yeah, this is pretty easy. I would say mine is butternut squash soup. I got this recipe from a coworker back at the Case Western Prevention Research Center. A shout out to Marissa. She gave me a butternut squash recipe, and it is like my go-to because it's super easy and it's really good and makes me feel really healthy when I eat it.
On the flip, I've got out an awesome potato soup recipe that I am certain is not healthy at all based on the amount of butter and heavy cream I put into it. But every trick or treat, every fall, I at least make it at least twice, if not 3 times throughout the fall. And like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. It is again heavy on the butter though, heavy on the cream. Bits of ham in it. Oh, awesome.
That sounds like a hug, like just
Hmm.
a warm hug
Yeah.
wrapped up
Yep.
in a bowl. So
I have a turkey chili or chicken chili recipe that I do a couple times during the fall. It's hearty and filling
yeah,
and good. So,
you know,
chili's always good.
chili is always good. It's one of those things that I
Hmm.
never really want until it's done and I smell it and then I just want it in a
Hmm.
bowl. It's like one of those things I don't
Yep.
rush to make, but if someone has it simmering on a stove, you better believe I'm gonna grab a bowl of chili. So
Hmm.
sounds good. All right, Elodie, I'm ready.
I would say lentil soup. So I don't cook
Good.
much of the lentil soup, but there is this place, this French restaurant in town that I love, and they have I think that they have the best lentil soup. So I usually go there for that.
That sounds really good too. Okay, ladies. First potluck. Well, first potluck back to work. We'll just bring individual containers for everyone. Of
Okay,
our
that's
bar
definitely on
recipes.
my list.
All right, let's see what we got. Throughout these last, what, 7, 8 months or so, when have
Close
you
to
felt,
nine.
my gosh, um, that's crazy. When have you felt the most normal? Think.
Me, it will be probably just cooking because that's my comfort zone and that's where I can, I call my kitchen my lab. So I think that's where I'm most at ease and can, get away from everything and just be normal.
I
So
have to agree. I'm not, well, I think I'm a chef extraordinaire. And my kids, if you ask my kids, like they hype me up and they're like, Mom, that was good. And I'm like, yes. So I think it allows me to be at home and do something that is completely opposite from work. So I get to enjoy my home and enjoy my space here without merging those two worlds together. So I do like to cook as well.
I know this is my totally stereotypical Jackie response, but there was something great, towards the end of summer and whatnot. Being able to watch sports helped me feel a little bit more normal. It looks different. The stadiums are empty, but we're not going down to games, but at least to be able to turn on and yell at the Browns from the garage is has been good, and actually, that's helped a little bit.
For me, it's kind of weird because I would say it's finally getting back to the groove of my work day. So, because at the beginning of the quarantine, it was kind of hard getting used to working from home. It was hard doing the transition from not being in the office, seeing my coworkers on a daily basis. But now that I would like to say that we're all established now at home and having a routine going on for all of us now. So now it's more like it's normal now for me. So I guess it's my days are finally okay now.
And now Elodie sees me like 5 times a day on Zoom or phone calls.
Yes,
So
I feel like we talk
she,
more now than before,
she
which is
needs
kind of
yeah,
weird.
she needs some space.
I think you know what, and on that note, I kind of think it's cool that when we do interact as coworkers and colleagues, it's very intentional now. Like, most of our interactions are work oriented or related to a project, but it does feel good when we have these moments and then like the random text message exchanges of venting about something in your personal life or reaching out to someone to make sure that they're okay. So that kind of stuff feels good when you have those touch points that seem natural, even though we're all at home. And
Yes,
Elodie, I just
something great definitely came out of it because in the office you're always in the professional mode of things, right? You get in the office, you have to be serious all the time, but now in the Zoom calls and Zoom meetings you could always joke about random stuff. You see your coworker decoration in the back, you
yeah.
joke about it. You see one kid sneezing. I know, it's those kind of small things you could joke about it. And you kind of develop this sense of closeness with your coworkers, and it's been fantastic getting to know people. Now it's no longer like, oh, this is my course, more like, okay, my friend that I'm working with more. it's
Yeah.
it's definitely been a great experience.
I agree. And can you imagine having the opportunity to work from home, but with the additional options of being able to go to a coffee shop or a library or, meet with a group somewhere in a space somewhere like that? I'm longing for that moment. I think that everyone who is working from home right now and still being productive, like you guys are the GOAT because these are just crazy circumstances. And I think ideally this is not what we thought of when we said work from home would be great.
Mhm.
But we're making it work. So it's pretty good.
Well, I mean, props to you though, Erica, because I don't know, out of our staff, you're doing the working mom thing, and it is not. I
Mhm.
mean, you're doing it well, but I mean, we joke about my dogs in the background, but you've got to. I mean, we all got to hear Duke's teacher this morning, right?
Right.
Like, that's the reality. I mean, and none of us bat an eyelash, but I mean, that's the reality. It's
Yeah.
like good to have that perspective,
Yeah, he had
Mhm.
a band today. So this is his first year playing a trumpet. And I heard like this loud outburst, and I was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Oh, this is band class. Let me just go in my bedroom at this point and just shut the door until he's done." So I will say that having a home to myself and being able to burn like my candles and just have my own space, I think that would have been wonderful. But I would love to try it out when this is all done, just to see how my perspective may change if kids are not here.
Yeah.
Ooh, end of year goals. Like, can we get through the end of October? But with 2 months left of this decade long 2020, what are some goals that you guys have for the year? Anything that you want to do, places you want to go? What is that?
A lot of places I want to go.
I mean,
where are we going? Where are we going?
okay. True, true.
I just want to end the year on a healthy note,
Yeah.
with my family and with myself. I just want to go into the new year healthy and, not dealing with any ailments such as COVID-19, especially. But just everybody just going into the new year just healthy.
We're all looking for something better, something happier to look forward to.
Mhm.
This year has beat us all down in so many ways. If not the disease, with the protests and everything that happened, in all our lives. I think each one of us are looking for something happier to look forward to. So I just think that anything but this, I think we'll just do it at this point. But it would just, I think, like she said, being healthy is the most important thing, because at the end of the day, all of us here in this call, we get to sit here, smile, laugh, make jokes. So I think we should not take this for granted. We should be, we're one of the most fortunate ones to still be here and not being sick. So we should just keep at it and hope that, it will continue in 2021.
Yeah.
And hope it's the same for all our loved ones and close friends.
Yeah, definitely holding on to healthiness mentally and physically. And then also, I want to try to do all the things that I didn't have time for in my normal life. Like taking those fall rides to see the changing leaves and, little cutesy things like that I just really never made time for. So I'm like, let me just try to also get outside every day that I can. So just throwing on a jacket, put on a scarf, and just breathing in fresh air with my kids.
I think that mental health piece of it is huge, because I think it's been really easy, not easy, but like the summer, at least we were able to get outside. The fall, like we've up until like this week, we've had some beautiful weather. So I've actually gotten to, in small groups, see some people, actually ate, once on a patio and do that. And that's about to change here. So I think my goal is to like not let that get me down, keep up spirits and do that. And also, I totally purchased a Rosetta Stone subscription for Spanish, and I still haven't done it. So as I get locked down again, it's like that is going to be my to do.
Buckeye football. So we were mentioning sports and things that made you feel normal, and here we are approaching our first. Yes,
She ready.
yes, approaching our first Ohio State football game this weekend, which is super exciting. I'm like, can I just have a huge football party for me and my kids and just act crazy? Like I want to paint my face. I just want to go crazy just because I'm so excited for something different. I miss my
Right.
football. So yeah, this should be good. And then like fingers crossed that everyone stays healthy and
Yeah.
works out. Jackie, are you ready? Any big plans for the weekend?
I am so ready. I showed these guys earlier. I've got t-shirts made from my cricket. I mean, we're super pumped. So that was like, you know, fall tradition, wake up, turn on College Game Day and like get geared up for the Buckeyes game. Our whole schedule for that Saturday revolved around what time the Buckeyes played. So I'm excited. My husband's excited. So you know, it'll be awesome. See Justin Fields out there. I'm excited.
Are you a college football fan, Keisha?
I am.
What
I like sports. Like basketball is my favorite, but you know, I watch football, you know, whatever, boxing.
Are you like a hometown person, or you like?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Michigan. Sorry,
Michigan
I do
what?
because my cousin is there, so I gotta love it. You know what I'm saying?
The Zoom.
I think we're having some
I'm
connection
like
issues.
I'm on both sides.
Well,
I got family from, you know, I can't. Hey, it's Desmond Howard. What can I do?
okay. All right.
Elodie, have you ever watched a football game?
Good question. So I tried, but all I see is people running behind the ball. I'm sorry for someone for the non-American person in this lovely call. I do not understand. All I see is people running behind. I do not understand the game. I do not understand anything. I would really love when I get into it because people are very into football here. But I haven't had a friend that would take the time to explain the game to me. All my friends are overly enthusiastic about the game. So they would tell me, let's go watch it. But I will go and all I see is them cheering. And meanwhile, I'm just sitting there and then watch them cheer. And I'm sitting there and I feel left out of the fun. So I end up telling them, you go watch the game. And then when it's time to drink, you call me and I will come over and drink. But
we'll have to give her a tutorial.
I think yeah,
right?
it'll be super fun. Super fun.
Yep.
Ooh, what are you currently binge watching? Jackie, you always have good ones too. You always have good ones.
Well, they just released a new unsolved mysteries on Netflix. So if you know me, IDTV, all that kind of stuff is totally my jam. So we just started the latest series of unsolved mysteries. Pretty excited. Not as creepy as it used to be back when we were kids, like when they had Robert Stack and like that, you know, it used to give you nightmares, just
Right.
his voice and UFO stuff. But I'm pretty pumped about that. And also like during the day, I've started rewatching Vampire Diaries like a 14-year-old girl. So that's kind of my background binge. I like to have something that I've seen before in the background.
So I just got finished watching like 2 seasons of Dance Moms. I used to watch it like back in the day and I was like, whatever happened to those kids? Like, how did it even end? And I just finished like season 7 and 8 or something. And that show was just ridiculous. Like, I feel ashamed for even watching it because it was just ridiculous fighting catty mom. It was just over the top. They just pushed it too far. I'm surprised they even had a following, but yeah, that's what
that one girl's on the TikTok, the JoJo. She's TikTok like famous. Yeah.
Madly popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
You watching anything, Elodie?
I just finished Star. I think it's a spin-off of Empire. And it was really good, but I just hated the way they ended. I think they just discontinued the TV show. And I was really mad yesterday at the producer, the way they ended the TV show because they kind of killed everyone. And I'm like, are you kidding me? This is it? You ended the TV show this way? But yeah, it was great.
So what are your plans for the holiday? What are you comfortable doing in the midst of COVID? Like, how do we celebrate the holidays during COVID-19? Any ideas and thoughts?
Well, so I was talking to one of my coworkers yesterday who said that they're planning on cooking and delivering food to all of the family members to avoid gathering. So, and I think that was the greatest idea. One, they just gonna pitch in, and two of them would just cook and just deliver the food. And I think that's great because we know right now congregated in one area will be a big disaster. But I think this is great. How about delivering food and everyone hop on in a Zoom and we could just sit and eat at the same time and watch each other and tell great stories? I think that would be great. People could do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet. We've had a couple of family reunions on Zoom. That was fun. It definitely isn't the same, but the holidays will be extremely tough for my family because we are so close, and that's the time of year that I look forward to the most. Yeah, so like trying to get together in the holidays, it's gonna be tough this year, but I think that I don't know, that's a good ideality with cooking meals and maybe doing deliveries. That seems pretty cool because you get to enjoy each other's food. So the same foods that family members made, those special dishes, you at least get to have that.
Mhm.
So while the weather holds out, I don't know, we'll see. But even last Saturday during cider making, my mom is like the pro of like small little COVID individualized food. So she's got like everybody. She had these shrimp cocktails in like a little, like the little cocktail sauce with a toothpick and two shrimps. Like, so everybody, like everything's individualized, all little styrofoam containers. She had little 7-layer salads in a thing. I mean, she is just like plates like made up with your roll and butter. Like, I mean, it's just, she's been so thoughtful in just trying to have at least these small, like little family get-togethers, but outside, but making sure we're not doing these crazy buffet lines. So cupcakes and individualized, instead of cake, everything has just been really, really cool. So
Yeah. I love that idea. We thought about a clam bake option because that you can you have your own container, so you can like minimize any type of passing of food and stuff, and just make sure
yeah,
everyone has their own foods. And we thought about cooking over an open fire, so making s'mores and grilling hot dogs and doing that kind of thing. So we all have space to be outside in the open air. I think my family, for the most part, they feel very comfortable outside together.
yeah.
It's just the indoor thing, which is kind of tricky. So we'll just try to get out as much as we can.
I think as long as the food is being cooked by one person or two people, and,
Mhm.
and you sit outside, and then you were with enough space where you could all space out, and you would just do fine. As long as you don't stay there for so long and you bring your own drinks, you do not have to touch each other's stuff. It would just do fine. But the best safety, the best safety is just stay away as much as you can. But if you haven't seen your folks in so long, because a lot of people actually have been quarantining themselves for 8 months now, and they've been looking forward to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And if they really really want to do it, I mean, like, those are the options.
Just a couple weeks ago, I lost my grandmother, and the matriarch of the family, the person that holds us all together. And it's like, how do we lose her and kind of grieve together and use each other as support? So it's been very difficult to think about those touch points. And sometimes you're like, forget this mask. I just want to like lay on my mom or just stay over at my aunt's house and lay on the couch with my cousins. So we thought about a repast, which is extremely traditional. And, it's what a lot of folks do after having a funeral, and you go eat together in a hall and all congregate. And we're like, we can't do that this year. And we ended up going to Top Golf. And we went to Top Golf and we ordered wings and drinks, and we had the kids have fun. It wasn't like a boring event where the adults are talking and the kids are ready to go. No, we all had a great time.
That's a good idea.
Doing Top Golf for
Mhm.
her repast. Like, it was just so non-traditional. But I threw the idea out there and everyone was looking at me like I was crazy. And they were like, but actually, like, we have to get together. So what do we do?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get creative,
Yeah. What has annoyed you the most in the last month or so? Any
I
crazy.
think I came on this earth annoyed. Um, I don't even know.
I think for me, I'd have to say along with the election anxiety, I think it's just stupid people
Yeah.
when it comes to politics. Yeah, so that's all I'm gonna say. But like, definitely, people as it relates to our presidential campaign have annoyed me.
Yes.
Yeah, all of that, and I'm just not going to get myself in trouble by even talking about that, because I know Metro just released a policy line about talking about politics. But I had to go to the BMV to get my driver's license renewed, so I actually like had to go in, get my tags and whatever. And of course, when it's finally like my turn to like come in and like wait for my number to be called, the guy sitting, you know, still socially distanced but next to me, has his mask like under his nose. I'm not going to say what was here on the mask, but it might have been a something for one of the presidential people, but right here, and I'm just like,
that is from the fast food worker.
So annoying. So annoying.
The restaurant server, like that annoys me. So that
Or just being in the line at the store, and I can't even get my stuff on the conveyor without somebody else trying to put theirs on there. Like, give my 6 feet.
6 feet.
So now I put my cart behind me and get all my stuff. I don't even move the cart. It's well past me. You gotta wait. Like, you're not gonna get out of here no sooner putting your stuff up there with mine.
Yeah.
Still not. Give me my number one. Just give me my space. Period.
Yeah.
You know. But geez, you're in a rush too.
Yeah, that annoyed me. Pre-COVID, I did not like that. Like, give me. It was
pre-COVID. I didn't like it.
I used to say 3 feet. Yes, but now it's 6 feet.
with it.
You know what? It's funny that you guys are mentioning this, because coming from a different country where we do not do personal spaces where I'm from. Like, it's like we are on top of each other where I'm from, you know. And here, I get here, and the first thing I was taught is like, you gotta respect people's spaces, right? And now I'm all about my space. When someone gets into my space, I get annoyed. So even when my folks gets close to me, I'm like, Dad, and he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, seriously, my space? He's like, what are you talking about, girl? So it's kind of weird, because now I'm all about my personal space. And then I thought that with this 6 feet thing with COVID-19, we're finally gonna get our, you know, enough space. But I feel like ever since that rule came out, it became worse. We get in line, you're in line at a Giant Eagle or Walmart, people are literally on top of you. And I'm like, don't you see the dots on the floor or something? I don't get it. And I'm trying really hard not to say anything. And it's
say something.
Yes. And I'm trying real hard with, you know, obviously I have my mask on and I'm staring at them. I'm trying to give them the mean African face, but it's not working, because now it's but the thing that annoys me the most is the people that do not believe that COVID is real. That's one.
What do you do for your mental health? I'm listening to books on tape. So what is it, Audible? I'm listening to like a lot of Audible books that are novels that are fun, you know, just like fun love novels or whatever. That's something that's not heavy, and watching clearly trash TV series just to get my mind off of stuff. So
I do yoga.
Oh, beautiful.
Very healthy. I'm like you, Erica, except for Oppo. So I'm reading a couple of different books, but they're like detective murder things. And now I've just gotten into Stephen King's The Stand, right? Because I feel like, here's like this zombie apocalypse, you know, this whole virus killing off people. And so I felt like it was a good time. I'm a Stephen King fan, but he has so many books. And so I was like, okay, how do you chip away at all these books? Why not read The Stand during a global pandemic? So there I am.
I think you should give The Last Ship a try. It's a TV show on Hulu. I think you would love it. It's all about this disease. It's literally the plot of COVID-19 in TV show.
Stressful.
Noted.
What about you, Keisha?
You know what? Cooking, of course. And then I've been watching these Nollywood, the Nigerian movies.
Oh,
When I
so
tell
good.
you, I have gone through about 15 of them.
So good. Like if you pull up my Netflix right now, that's what's gonna pop up. Like all of my recently, yeah, really good.
So that is what I've been doing. And then I'm still working on this cookbook. So that's kind of just what helps me just zone out and just kind of better my mood a little bit.
All right, now last question, ladies. COVID fatigue in the flu season. How do we get through these next few months? What are your thoughts?
First of all, go get your flu shot. That's what needs to happen right away. If you have not gotten your flu shot, go get it.
Quick and painless. Yes, it was empty when I went in line, and I didn't know if that was good or bad, but definitely got it done, and encouraging everyone else to do the same.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the fatigue is real, right? I mean, like it just people, it's hard, and I don't know what it'll look like, especially as patios start to shut down, and I don't know, figure out creative things. My friends and I are doing these, they're called Hunt the Killer. So where you're like the detective and, you try to like solve this crime throughout, like we're going to do those over the course of the next few months, because we're just kind of like planning on things that we can do, that we can like share notes, and I don't know. But
well, I guess we have a few months to push through, ladies. And thankfully we have our CRHD show to keep everyone kind of engaged and hopefully laughing at us in a good way. But thank you so much for this episode, and have a great evening. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, the creepy hand.
Bye, everybody.
Creepy hand.